So the question for today is this: why so many panel discussions disrespect their audiences? What do I mean by that? How can you possibly disrespect your audience? To start with, time management. Look at it like this. If there are 5 or 6 or 3 of you in a panel discussion, and if you start by 1, 2, 3 minute introduction from each and every one of you, you have already wasted 10 minutes, 12 minutes of a 45-minute discussion. How does that disrespect your audience? After all, you might think it's only customary, it's only proper to introduce your guest speakers to the auditorium. Well, not really. Maybe 25 years ago that would have been the case, but today, frankly, if people attend a discussion, if they come to a physical auditorium to listen to you, instead of networking in the conference center lobby area, that already says something. It says that they probably know enough about you. And if they don't, they can just take out their smartphone, search your name, and learn more about you than you could possibly say in a matter of 2-3 minutes. So why waste their time in the first place? The other thing is, if you don't know what wasting someone's time in a physical space of a conference center is, look at it this way. If the first minute or 2 of whatever it is you're saying or opening the discussion with is not in itself of great value for your audience in a creative sense, maybe even in entertainment sense, then give it up. Because after all, if there are 1,000 people in your auditorium, multiply those 2 minutes by 1,000, and this is how many minutes of someone's time you have literally wasted. So look at it as a privilege to be both the facilitator of the discussion and the participant of the discussion. And if you don't know how to approach it in a literal sense, think about your onstage contribution this way. Start with the most important diagnosis or statement or fact or conclusion or perspective that you can think of. Prove in the first few seconds that you have really something important to say, something impactful to say, something that is food for thought. And start with that, because otherwise you're really disrespecting your audience. Again, to prove this point and to push it a little further, the behavioral patterns of today's audience, as has been proved over and over again during the pandemic shift from offline to online, when so many, even very experienced production companies, event production companies, kept repeating the same mistake of trying to migrate one-to-one the offline formats to online reality without recognizing the most obvious of things, like the way we behave in front of our screens at home is so different from the entire conference setup in a proper conference center. These are 2 completely different worlds, and you really need to adjust to these worlds, again, to show respect to your audience. So keep asking yourself this question: how do I show respect to my audience?